So I'm going to do a read on Biden. With all of the protests going on, will he have a youth problem come this November? Because there is a foresight. I'm all for protests. Mind you, I'm African American in America, so I have benefited from a protest or two. But at the same time, Donald Trump is the alternative if Biden does not win. There is no, okay, we don't want to vote for Biden, so Kamala can step up. We don't want to vote for Biden, so we can bring Obama back, or Swalwell, or any other Democrat in the world. We'll just write their names in. That's not going to work. That's the same philosophy that did not get Hillary where she was supposed to be. So it's one of them things to where protest, absolutely, 100%. But what do you want him to do? Protest, absolutely. Foresight is all I'm saying. So, will he have a problem with the youth vote come this November? We've got one now. So we start with the Five of Wands, yes. Right now we are in the thralls of combat. And this is the card of fighting and politics and disagreements and not being on the same page, so forth and so forth. You are challenged by the Hierophant as the government. Rigid morality, all that, hard to change, and so you sort of buck against the system. And you can't always just say now is not the time, because now is always the time. But at the same time, there is a certain amount of trust you have to put into that man. First, and that's another thing too. Joe Biden is 1,000 years old, yes, fine. But what it says about where we are in the world right now is we trust him. We trust him and his judgment even at his age. That does not mean he's fallen apart because he's 98. Okay, fine. Yeah, sure, we need more new blood in or young blood in the politics, and okay, fine. But you trust him. You trust that he's not going to leave the world in a cinder like Donald Trump was going to. You trust that even like if COVID broke out during a Democrat, because there were pandemic responses in place, that, okay, we'd be all right at the end of it. You trust him to talk to our allies and not insult them to the point to where they don't want to be your friend anymore. You trust him to handle your economy and your environment, and you trust these things to where his age is a non-factor because you trust his judgment. He's seen the world before. He's been in the White House in a high position before. So, but now is still the time. But Remember that when you go to vote, though, that you can't just not vote because Israel and Palestine is not at peace. You still need the person that you trust to be in the White House to still be in the White House. How much worse shall this get if the alternative wins? Do you think Donald Trump would end the war with the Ukraine and Russia and then Israel? That's all I'm saying. And then at the root is the Two of Swords. There's a decision to be made. Right now, this is not vote for Biden or vote for Trump. Right now, this looks as though, with the root card being the Two of Swords, vote or don't. Like a vote or stay home type of thing. Ten of Swords in the past. The Knight of Wands, moving forward and progression is what they want. That's in the thoughts. And what's next is the Five of Cups. There's loss and regret. Does he have a youth problem? Yes. Will he have one going forward? Yes. Yes, he will. The World card, Four of Swords. There are some that will just sit this out. This is a retreat. Page of Swords, that's the youth. Now, this is not me being judgmental. Then the Six of Wands, there will be a solution that comes forward, though. There will be. It'll still be a loss, though, with the Five of Cups. The Page of Swords, again, this is not me being judgmental. This is what it means. The Page of Swords is youth. But it's youth that does not have foresight. It's youth that tends to be unchallenged, therefore destructive. This is the child who has high intelligence, but is in a class that does not challenge that child. And then the idle mind becomes the devil's workshop. And so they then are labeled with behavioral issues. And so this is the person who acts out in public or acts out in the crowd, who lacks the foresight to figure out what to do with their energy and attention. Now, that's not to say the protesters are these people. That's just to say that those who are jaded by the world view, who would choose to retreat and stay home instead of being involved in the system. And mind you, because again, if you're going to protest, then you are involved in the system. You can't then protest. Well, you can if you want to. It's your business. You can't then protest and then not vote. But that's what this looks like. Is a sort of blocking and staying home. It's not the majority, but it is some. And so he does have a youth problem. That does not mean it cannot be repaired, because the Six of Wands is how this ends. The Six of Wands is a card. Yes, it's a card of victory, but I'm asking, does he have a youth problem? Not would he win. Does he have a youth problem? Yes, but with the Six of Wands, it also says a leader or a solution will emerge. And so there will be some emerging of a solution for the leader. So I guess we shall see.